hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It should be right in the corner. You heard it right. It should be right in the corner. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It should be right in the corner. You know what time it is. We're going to give YouTube time to send these notifications out. And when they send the notifications out, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. And we talking about Fat Joe, man. We done heard Fat Joe tell a lots of stories. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe started a podcast. And he also be doing stuff with Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? They just be doing their thing. Turned up. And Fat Joe have a lot of stories to tell. A lot of stories to tell. And some believable. And some not so believable. You know what I'm saying? But they Fat Joe stories. And people listening to them. You know. So we gonna see how y'all feel about what Fat Joe said. And if y'all were going to school with Fat Joe, how would y'all would have reacted? You know what I'm saying? Because Fat Joe got some hilarious stories. He gonna keep you laughing. And gonna keep you coming back looking for more stories. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna give YouTube time to send these notifications out. Send the notifications out, YouTube. Get the people here, YouTube, so we can turn it up a notch. We already know it take YouTube about 2.5 good minutes to get the notifications out to the peoples. It take a good 2 minutes for the new YouTube to get the notifications out to the peoples. But when they get the notifications out, they do come in respectfully. They do come in. So we can't knock that. But these Fat Joe stories, man. Fat Joe stories are hilarious. And when they say, you know what I'm saying, a lots of little, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of seconds here or there of Fat Joe telling the story, man. And you know, Fat Joe had this one story. The one story about him in school, right? And the story that Fat Joe told, it was like unbelievable to some people. Some people believe in the story, some people don't. But Fat Joe had this one story, man. He said he once was in school. How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate that. Fat Joe said when he was in school, man, he said when he was in school, he once robbed 70 peoples without a scrap. He said he didn't use a gun or nothing like that. He said he robbed 70 peoples, man. It's like unbelievable. Like, just think about it. You get somebody coming to your school, one person robbed everybody. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe said he robbed 70 peoples, man. Not no 5 people, not 10 peoples. Fat Joe said he robbed 70 peoples without a gun and in school. And said while he was robbing, the people say he was taking Walkmans, coats, just about anything he can get his hand on. Fat Joe said he had so much stuff, man. The man's story is so funny. Fat Joe said he had so much stuff. The people that he was taking stuff from helped him carry the stuff out. Man. On to my, you know, I ain't never dealt with that in school. Have y'all had somebody come to y'all school and do the game like that? Or did Fat Joe say he basically was a bully at school? You know, Fat Joe say he robbed 70 peoples without a gun. You know, and some people don't believe Fat Joe's story. Some do, some don't. Some do, some don't. Y'all hold on. Yeah, I'm back. Man, Fat Joe say he robbed 70 peoples, man. On to my 70. He robbed 70 people's no gun. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. So now everybody talking about Fat Joe is one of the hip hop biggest liars. You know what I'm saying? Some people saying they believe Fat Joe stories. You know, so we don't know what to believe, man. I ain't gonna lie, I like Fat Joe stories. He can keep them coming. He can keep them coming. I was a big fan. I'm a big fan of Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Been a big fan of Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? From the times from the lean with it to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? A big fan of Fat Joe. So, but at the same time, what I'm saying is, man, the unbelievable stories that Fat Joe telling, you got some people saying they don't believe Fat Joe. Now they calling Fat Joe the biggest hip hop liar. You know what I'm saying? Just because he got some hilarious, and not just only hilarious, he just got a lot of stories to tell. And unbelievable stories. Look behind you, get him in the house with you. Look. You ain't gonna. Yeah, Fat Joe got some hilarious stories, man. I'm talking about they so funny. You know, New York people are already funny anyway. And from the way he talk, man, it's just so hilarious, man. And people don't want to believe Fat Joe. I can believe Fat Joe because, you know what I'm saying, I've been in school and I've been not just a bully, but I just know a lot of peons be in school, some people you can take from, and nothing never happened. So when Fat Joe say he robbed 70 people at school without a gun, I can almost believe that. I can almost believe that. Because, you know what I'm saying, I've been in school with people who ain't going to do nothing. They just going to give it up. But for Fat Joe to rob 70 peoples, he robbed 70 peoples. And even the people he took from, they helped took the stuff outside. He said he had so much stuff. He said he took the Walkman from them peoples. He took starter jackets from peoples. Just with really anything he can get his hand on. Basically anything he can get his hand on, he took. And that ain't just the funniest, hilarious story Fat Joe told. He told plenty of stories. But this one right here is just like, it's causing friction. It'll get lots of traction. Everybody like, man, Fat Joe ain't robbed no 70 people at school. You know what I'm saying? But Fat Joe even called the school. He even said the name of the school that he robbed the people from. He even said the name of the school. So for y'all saying that y'all don't believe Fat Joe or whatever situation may be, it might be a time to believe Fat Joe because the man called out of school. It should be sure somebody who went to school with Fat Joe be like, oh man, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? But for Fat Joe to call it out and name the school and nobody came to the forefront to say, oh no, Fat Joe lying. It ain't number some a lot of hip hop people who saying Fat Joe lying. It ain't nobody he went to school with say he lying. So who to say is he lying? I can believe Fat Joe. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. Y'all come in and don't hit that like button. You got to hit the like button. It make me feel better when I see them likes up. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, Fat Joe is just, like I said, I want Fat Joe to keep the stories coming. I know lots of y'all hate talking about Fat Joe ain't robbed no 70 people at no school. You know what I'm saying? It's his stories. If they selling, you know what I'm saying? People write books every day telling lies, but they sell. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say Fat Joe lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he telling the truth. But I can say this. I like his stories. And I hope Fat Joe keep them coming. Man, just keep an eye on Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? He got a podcast jumping. And he love telling stories. Interesting stories too. Interesting stories. You're gonna stay and look. You're gonna stay and listen though. You're gonna stay and listen. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta catch up on the Fat Joe, man. If y'all ain't no Fat Joe, man, listen to these hood stories, man. You're lacking. You gotta be lacking. What is y'all watching these days? What is y'all watching? Well, like I said, man, lots of hip hop people call it Fat Joe a lie, man. A lot of hip hop people call it Fat Joe a lie. Now they want to label my man the biggest hip hop liar because he got real stories. He got stories that people can't even tell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they ain't got no real hood stories, especially in childhood. And Fat Joe got them stories, and a lot of people seem to be really hating. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't take away from Fat Joe. We can't say what this man did and what he didn't do. We can only go with what he said until he proven different. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never proven different. I'm going to keep on believing him. I'm going to keep on believing. That's just real facts. I'm going to keep on believing Fat Joe. As long as they push these stories out, man, you better hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I go live every day. And if you don't want to miss out, you need to be subscribed. You need to hit the notification bell. It run hand in hand. You won't miss a beat. I'm out of here, peoples. Until next time.